In this video, we're going to see the next topic of our chapter number 4. Uh, this topic discusses various arithmetic operators. Let's see in details like why these operators are used in SQL. So basically they are used to perform some mathematical operations on our numerical data which is stored into our table, right? So let's say when you wanna add, subtract, multiply, or divide with some value, then we will use these kind of operators. So there are basically four signs are here: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So when you wanna add these, there are two numbers, then you use the addition. When you wanna subtract numbers, you will use the minus sign. When you have two values and you wanna multiply those values, you can use the multiplication operator. And when you want to divide two numbers, so you can use the division operators. Let's explore these things in detail with some example. Consider here we have table name called employees, and we have these two records, and their IDs are 1 and 2, and they have salary. So the first employee, uh, whose ID is 1, has salary around $6,000, let's say, and the Bob has around $4,000 salary. So now what we're trying to do here, we are trying to add $1,000 uh, into everybody's salary, right? So this 6,000 plus, if you add 1,000 here, it will be 7,000. Then if you add here again $1,000, so it will be around $5,000, right? So that's what we are going to do here. So for that purpose, we're gonna write our syntax, and we're gonna select three columns: ID, name, and salary. See here what we're doing. We are using addition operator, and then you are trying to add $1,000 on the salary column, right? Now what will happen? So this basically it will add $1,000, $1,000, and basically this value will become 7,000, and this value become 5,000, right? Now let's see the result table. Okay, so we printed our result table, and if you carefully see here, we have added $1,000 into everybody's salary. So similarly, you can subtract whatever the amount you want to subtract. Similarly, you can use multiplication and division operators. So we just discuss here only one operator, but in exercise we will see different kinds of operators. Now this is our exercise, and let's see what questions we are going to solve. So again here we are going to use our professor table, and we are trying to get professor ID, first name and last name. And then in very first question, we will try to calculate the monthly total compensation from the professor table. So basically for that purpose we will be using addition operator. So we are going to calculate the monthly total compensation using salary and bonus. So once we add both of them, we'll get the total compensation. I hope this is clear. So this is basically formula. Now in question 2, you are going to calculate the monthly net salary after the tax. So how are you going to do that? You're going to use salary, then you're going to add bonus, and then you're going to subtract the tax, right? So this will give you basically your monthly net salary, right? So this is again formula, you don't need to remember anything. In question number 3, you're going to calculate the yearly total compensation, right? How you going to do that one? So already we calculate the total compensation in question number 1. So this is salary plus bonus. This is for month, right? If you use multiplication operator and multiply by 12, so this is your yearly total compensation, right? So here you are using multiplication operator. In next question, question number 4, you are trying to calculate the per hour net salary. So how you will do that? You will calculate you have already salary, then you have bonus, right? So you add them and you minus the tax. And now, since you are calculating per hour salary, you have to divide by 160. So why is that reason? Every week you work for 40 hours, right? And 40 hours every week, and there you have total how many weeks in 1 month? So 4 hours. So that's why you use 160 to divide your monthly salary, right? And once you do that, you will get the per hour salary, right? So that's all for all these 4 questions. Now we'll try to write SQL query for each question. Let's do that. Let's try to solve our question number 1. So I'm just gonna copy paste that question here. Our first question is based on the addition operator, right? So we are trying to calculate the monthly total compensation from the professor table, right? We know our professor table is under professor management database, and now I will start writing query, right? So what we need here, we need to select the column names, right? Select. So what are the column names we are going to select? First one is a professor ID. Then let's say we're gonna select first name. After that, we are going to select the last name. And what we need again to calculate the monthly total compensation, we need the salary and we need the bonus, right? Already we have seen our formula. So how we gonna do that? We're gonna add the salary plus bonus, and we're gonna say we want to change, let's say, column name, right? I'm sorry, it's here we are going to add, right? So here addition operator, right? So salary plus bonus. Now I want to change the column name, right? So I want to use the monthly total compensation, right? So I will just copy this one and I will say this is my column name, right? And here we need to mention from which table, right? So this is from professor table, right? Does that sound good? Okay, now let's try to see whether we are able to calculate the monthly total compensation for each professor. Let's see, this is your salary plus 500, so it's around 8,000, right? 7,500 plus 500. So okay, everything looks good, right? So this way we solve our question number 1, right? Now we need to solve the question number 2, right? So what is our question number 2? Now we need to calculate the our monthly net salary after the tax, right? So how, let me write down questionnaire. So how you do that? So basically you add salary plus bonus and then you subtract the tax, right? How are you going to do that one? Let me copy that one here. This part will be the same, right? I'm just copying these columns as it is, and after that I'm saying to calculate the monthly net salary after the tax, right? I will just say salary plus bonus and minus tax, right? And I will use as keyword to provide a name for the column, right? So I will say net salary. Let's say net salary after tax, right? Now we will write from and table name. Okay, let's see. Okay, we forgot one more thing. We need to write one more column name. That's our tax, right? So this way we will able to verify our details, right? Now let's run this query and see the results here. So for the first employee or professor, the salary is around 7,500, bonus is 500, right? So we add these two, it will be around 8,000. Then you subtracting the tax, right? 750. So your net monthly net salary should be around 7,250. This looks right. So this is our question number 2, right? Now let's try to solve question number 3. So in question number 3, what we're trying to do is we're trying to calculate the yearly total compensation, right? So let me copy the question, and in this particular exercise we are going to use the multiplication operator, right? So how we gonna do that? Let's see. I will just take as it is because these are the columns that we need to retrieve, right? And after that we need to calculate the yearly total compensation, right? And I'm gonna just say $12 because we have 12 months and we know our monthly compensation. So I will just say in bonus, right? And I will say as yearly total compensation, right? Okay, and at the end we'll write our table name. Now let's execute this query and see the results. Okay, So this is around, let's say, 8,000, right? And we multiply by 12, so it should be around 96,000. So everything looks correct, right? So this is how we calculated our yearly total compensation, and we use the multiplication operator, right? Now very last question is we need to calculate the per hour net salary, right? So let's get the question, and we need to use here division operator, right? So I will take all these column as it is because we need those to extract those columns, and also we need tax, right? So if you remember the formula, so what we're gonna do, how we're gonna calculate the per hour salary, per hour net salary is basically you're gonna say salary, then you need to add bonus, then you need to subtract the tax, and after that you need to divide these by 160, right? Because there are 160 hours in a month that you will be working, and we just need for 1 hour, and I will say as per hour net salary, and at the end we need to mention from, again, table name, right? So let's see. Okay, so this is our salary, bonus, and then tax, right? We're subtracting the tax, and then we are dividing that around like 7,250 divided by 160, so around $45, right? So these figures looks great to me. I think that's all for question number 4, and we're done with our all questions. And if you have any questions or comment, just let me know. All right, thank you. Take care. Bye bye.